everybody, it's Paige, and in today's video I'm going to be trying out a bunch of new makeup that I recently picked up at Sephora. I filmed a Sephora sale haul a couple of days ago, and a lot of the products that I'm using in today's video were mentioned in that video, so make sure you guys check that video out if you haven't yet. I will have it linked down below in the description box. I have another haul video coming soon once all of my online orders come in. I see that they've already shipped, and I think one of them is actually being delivered today, so within the next week or so you'll see another Sephora haul. But I have a bunch of fun new products that I am so excited to play with. I was initially going to do a full face of first impressions, but I just couldn't wait any longer, so most of the products that I'm using today I would say are new, and then I will also be kind of supplementing with products that I already have. So if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. For primer, I'm going to be using the Good Molecules Hyaluronic Acid Serum, and then I'm going to go in with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I saw this little duo being used as primer on TikTok, and ever since then I fell in love with this combo. I actually did a testing TikTok hacks video. I will link that down below as well. And I tried this out there for the first time, and ever since then I have just been absolutely loving it. Wow, it's crazy how loud some vehicles are that drive by this road that we live by. Once the serum is completely dry, I go in with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and the reason that I chose to use this primer today is, well, one, because I love it, but also I'm testing out the new Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting Spray, or whatever it's called, and I thought it would be interesting to see how it pairs with the primer. I don't know what it is, but I hate the smell of this product. Ugh, I cannot stand it, but it's worth it. It's so good that it's worth it. For foundation, I'm gonna go in with a product that's possibly too dark for me, but we'll see. This is from NARS. This is something that I picked up during the sale. By the way, all of these products will be linked down below in the description box. This is their new Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I got this in the shade Medium 2 Santa Fe. I bought this in person, but I obviously didn't swatch anything, and I just like held it up to my skin and I was like, well, that looks about right, but I think the bottle is deceiving. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand. It is a quite liquidy foundation, so that's interesting. I don't normally think of matte foundations as being super liquidy, but we'll see how this looks. It might be okay. Oh, actually, I feel like that color is like spot on. Honestly, so far so good. I feel like the color looks really nice. I am pleasantly surprised. I thought this was gonna be super orange on my skin, but the description of my shade is neutral undertones for medium skin. So, I mean, I don't know why I chose this shade. I think it said if it was neutral, cool, or warm undertoned on the Sephora display, and I typically go for a more neutral undertone. And this is supposed to be a full coverage, transfer proof, oxidation resistant foundation that lasts up to 16 hours, which that's a lot of claims right there. And I'm very interested in those claims because I feel like a lot of foundations do transfer on me, even with the amount of powder that I use. Also, it says that it's a 16-hour wear foundation, which is incredibly long wearing, and this is super light, very thin. I can definitely tell that it is drying down to a more matte finish, but it's not cakey whatsoever. I'm actually loving this. I definitely wouldn't normally describe myself as a medium skin tone. I would say I'm more light to medium skin tone. In the summer, I could definitely get to a more medium skin tone, but I haven't gone outside like in 8 months, so I have practically zero tan right now. But I actually think that this shade is amazing, especially if it stays the shade that it is. And I noticed that it said it is oxidation resistant, which oxidation is when like a foundation looks good at first and then it starts to turn colors, and a lot of the times it'll get really orange on your skin and you're like, what the heck happened? So That I actually haven't experienced that problem with the foundation in a long time, so I kind of forgot that that was even a problem. But I will say that this has a very beautiful finish. I would say I would call it maybe a satin, matte to satin finish. It has the slightest little bit of sheen that I think you can see here, but it is so natural, very thin, but still has a ton of coverage. I love this so far. We'll see how it wears and how it works under the rest of the products, but so far I am extremely impressed. For concealer, we are going in with another NARS product. This is actually something that I've already had. This is the Vanilla Soft Matte Concealer. It's the vanilla, no, it's the soft matte concealer in the shade Vanilla. And I think I'm just going to apply this with my finger and see how it goes. I normally don't apply potted concealers to my under eye area. I typically just go for a regular concealer with a doe foot type applicator, but I actually saw somebody using this on their under eye recently. Who was that? I feel like it might have been Laura Lee, possibly, but maybe not. It could have been somebody completely different. No, I don't think it was her. I don't know who it was, but this looks really nice, and you can also use this product to sort of spot conceal and give yourself a nice even base. That's another TikTok hack that I saw. You can take this and thickly apply it to some areas that you have breakouts and then apply your foundation on top of that. That was another, I think that was also Michaela's hack. But this looks really nice. That really lifted my under eye area, and I love the color of this concealer. It's super brightening, but it's not too yellow, and it's also not too pink. For some reason, I feel like a lot of more fair concealers tend to be more cooler undertoned, which looks kind of odd, especially because that's not the, oh, she's okay. She's fine. Everything is okay. There is a carpet fiber in it though. Okay, we're good. I'm also gonna just take a little bit of this. Wow, I am just all over the place today. And I'm just gonna kind of tap this on my chin and my nose and possibly my forehead. But that really did a good job. That foundation did an amazing job at covering up all of those breakouts that I have on my forehead. I will say that it does take a little bit longer to apply this type of concealer, especially since I'm using my finger to do so, and it just takes a little bit of extra time to make sure it's nice and blended. For powder, I am going in with a classic, the Huda Beauty powder. I figured I would go in with one that I'm super comfortable with, so that if things start going wrong, I know what it was. I know that it was like the foundation and not the primer or the powder, which is why I chose some of my favorites for those two products. I'm going to take my sponge and set my under eye. Whew. I just got a whiff of that fragrance. This powder is extremely fragranced, so keep that in mind, but honestly, it's amazing, so I've learned to live with it. I am like freaking out over how good this foundation looks. And then I'm just going to take a powder brush and sort of dust over the rest of my base. I use a crap ton of powder, even with matte foundation, just to make sure everything stays in place and doesn't get too oily. Okay, but like, why does this look so good? I am so obsessed. Such a success, even though we've only used one new product. For bronzer, I'm going in with another NARS product. This is NARS Laguna. This is like an OG bronzer that everybody used to use, and I had it in my everyday makeup drawer. I actually still do, which I plan on doing an everyday shop my stash / everyday makeup drawer video very soon. I actually want to film that today, so you should be seeing that video within the next week or so, and I will be switching things out. But I have been using this bronzer and loving it. I forgot how good it was, and this used to be like a cult favorite. Like everybody had NARS Laguna, and it was everybody's favorite. It was like the craze before Hoola, and then Hoola became everybody's like go-to bronzer, and I still love both Laguna and Hoola. I feel like these are products that, you know, certain products withstand the test of time, and I feel like both of these have, even though this isn't such a trendy product anymore. It's still a very good trusty one that you know you can go to. And to apply that, I was just using the F12 from the Starry Nights collection from Blinged Brushes. You can use code PAIGE for 10% off. We're gonna go ahead and do brows because they're really bothering me. So I am gonna try out this product. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm, I wanna say. This is from Hourglass, and this is the Arch, I don't know, I think it's Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil, and I have this in the shade Dark Brunette. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a good color match, but I really wanted to try it because one, it's Hourglass and it's super fancy, and two, I already have it, so I figured I might as well give it a shot. So I'm just gonna comb through my brows, which I need to touch up. I need to trim them. They're getting way too long. I don't know, like, why can't this hair grow as fast as my eyebrow hair? I don't understand. Like, I'm over here trimming my eyebrows like every 3 days, and then my hair like doesn't grow an inch for like 3 years. I don't understand. Okay, so this is a very interesting product. It's sort of like a hybrid between the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and the Benefit Goof Proof. It's like an oval shape. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but it's like an oval shape. It's definitely larger than the Precisely My Brow Pencil and smaller than the Goof Proof, but it kind of gives me vibes of both. So let me just see what color this is. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not bad at all. I'll definitely be able to get away with this since my eyebrows are so dark. You know what? I actually really like this brow pencil. Like, I'm a little shook. I gotta see how much this costs, because if it's super expensive, I am in trouble. Okay, so this is the Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil, I believe. Yeah, so this is the smaller one. They do have a larger one that is more like the actual Goof Proof pencil. Has that like triangular shape. And this is $28. Not bad. It's definitely way more expensive than drugstore brow pencils, but I honestly haven't found too many drugstore brow pencils that I love. So the ones I typically go to are my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. That's like my favorite. But I've actually also been loving the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil, and I think that one's only like $5. So definitely check out the Morphe one if you are a fan of the Benefit one. It's very skinny, very similar concept to the Precisely My Brow Pencil, but much cheaper. I just set my brows into place with the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel, and now I'm going to prime my eyes with the MAC paint pot. And for eyeshadow, I am excited to try out this little mini Natasha Denona Zendo palette. I think this is so freaking cute. I picked this up during the sale. Wasn't planning on buying it, but I saw how cute it was and I just could not pass it up. I'm applying my MAC paint pot with the Morphe M173. I'm just doing like a super light coat of this just to kind of give us a little bit of an even base, but I'm not going full out with my eyeshadow today, like full crazy colorful glam, so we can get away with a little bit less product. First, I'm gonna take this matte kind of terracotta sort of peachy shade, and I think I'm gonna put this, I don't know. We'll just start with working it into the crease. I think I might do like a little bit of a halo eye, actually. I just tried to look into the mirror on this palette. I absolutely love Natasha Denona shadows, but I think I only have one of these other small mini palettes. They're $25, which is a lot of money for this little itty bitty thing, but they're really awesome because you get to try the Natasha Denona formula, and sometimes they have like minis of the larger palettes. So they have like the mini Lila palette, which is $130, so you get a nice little sampling of the shades from that palette without having to spend $130 on an eyeshadow palette. I saw there's also another 5-pan palette, but it's one of their larger ones. I'm not sure how much those are. They're like, they look exactly like this but bigger. I feel like they're like $50, which is crazy because their other ones are $65. But I saw there was another one that looks similar to this. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I saw it in someone's video. Can't remember. Oh, it was Kathleen Lights. She was using it in her Shop My Stash video, and I was like, oh my gosh, why have I not seen that before? Like, That's so cute. So I'm definitely gonna look that up on Sephora after I finish filming this video. I forgot to zoom you guys in earlier, so we just have this shade laid down in the crease. It's not super blended, but it's okay because I am gonna kind of blend it out with the lighter shade here in a second. But first, I'm gonna lay down the dark, yeah, I'm gonna lay down this darkest shade in the palette right here on the inner and outer corner of my eye. I'm not super comfortable with halo eyes, but I mean, you know, it's always fun to experiment. I actually don't think I like that color. I don't know why, but this, it looks bad on my eye. Okay, well, this is like, I was for sure that this was gonna be fine, but I'm a little nervous now. Like, of all things, I figured the eyeshadow would be like easy peasy, piece of cake, it's gonna look great. I don't know, it's just in this outer corner. Maybe it's because like my eye folds there. I don't know, do I have too many wrinkles to wear this palette? Ugh, what is going on? Okay, well, then we have these two shades to choose from. I think I'm actually gonna go in with the sagey green kind of taupey color, and I'm just going to press that on the center of the lid. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I don't know why that looked so funky in my outer corner at first, but I'm just gonna take a little bit of the lightest matte shade in the palette, and I'm just going to kind of use that to clean up the edges of the eyeshadow. I'm really liking how this is looking. I'm gonna do the same thing over here, but it's a fun mix of colors. We've got some like orangey terracotta shades, then also a fun brown that almost has like a purple hue to it, and then also some sagey green. I love it. Definitely not my typical go-to colors, but it's something different and I'm a big fan. I will say that these metallics definitely have quite a bit of fallout, especially this sort of plummy brown color, but I still love the way that the look turned out, and it wiped away from my under eyes. So now I think I might actually take some of this burnt orange color and run this along my lower lash line. I wasn't going to do that initially, but I feel like that could be fun. I feel like it kind of would bring a pop to my eyes. I am loving the eye look. Now, I'm actually gonna go, oh, I forgot to put blush on. I'm gonna use this Jouer Rose Gold Blush Duo, and I think I'm just gonna go in with the right shade, this more like pinky kind of matte color. Even though I feel like, actually, I might go in with the other one too. We'll just do a mix since our eye has a little bit of that orangey warm tone. I'll kind of just mix the two. These blushes are super powdery. They're really pretty, but you can see just from like me tapping into it, hopefully you can see. There we go. It's like the powder is freaking everywhere. All right, moving on to highlighter. I'm using another product from Natasha Denona. This is my first time using this palette product, and I'm so excited. This is their I Need a Nude Glow highlighter, and it's stunning. I am so obsessed. I'm so happy I was able to get my hands on it. I've swatched it a ton, but I haven't worn it on my face yet, so I'm just gonna take a little F17 and we're gonna pop this right on the cheek. This is actually a bit more subtle than I expected, but you can see that gorgeous glow that it gives to the cheeks. I love it. I love the color. This shade kind of reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter, or Amrezy highlighter, sorry, Amrezy. That's a similar color. It's a total different formula, but the color is very similar, which that is one of my all-time favorite highlighters, and I love it so much. But unfortunately, it's not available anymore. But this one just released, and it is quite expensive. I think it's like $43 or so, but this is stunning. And this formula is very firm. When you touch it, it feels almost dry, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. I'm just definitely a fan. I love the way it swatches, love the way it applies to the face. Oh, I forgot, I was going to put this on my inner corner. I just used that shade to sort of brighten up that inner corner, and then I also put a little bit on the brow bone. For mascara, I'm going to be using, actually I'm gonna set my face before I put mascara on. I just feel like that's probably the smartest way to go. And for setting spray, I'm going to be using the new Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. This is like a dual phase, so it's like green on the top and blue on the bottom, and then you shake it up. And I'm going to use this to set my face. I did see somebody comment on my haul that this a little bit goes a long way, that it makes your skin very shiny. So I'm gonna be, you know, light-handed with it. So let's see how it sprays. Ooh, it's powerful, but it has a nice mist. Does it have a scent? Oh no, it smells the same as the primer. All right, here we go. Okay, I just have a nice light coat on my face. I didn't want to go overboard. It's quite powerful, so I would recommend, you know, a full arm length distance between spraying in your face. But I just barely did a few sprays. I might go in with a little bit more. Yeah, why does it smell like that? It kind of reminds me of my anatomy lab in college, which maybe that's why I'm so turned off by it. Like, when I think of this smell, that's where my brain takes me, which isn't the most pleasant places to think about. So yeah, I guess the last, oh, we have lips. So I'm gonna do mascara, and I'm gonna be using the Pixa. I feel like my brain is just not working right today. We're using the Pixie by Petra Large Lash Mascara, and I've been using this quite a bit recently, and I really like it. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely been one of my go-tos recently. Just for comparison, here is one eye with mascara and one eye without. This is just one quick coat. I find that you can layer this up a bit, but I tried not to, because then I feel like my eyelashes get kind of dry and then it feels a little bit uncomfortable. But I just like go in, I'll do a couple of dips just to make sure that everything is like nice and coated, and I make sure I get really close to the root of my eyelashes, and I'll just wiggle up. The eyes are all complete, and to finish off the look, I'm gonna go in with one of these Fenty glosses from their new holiday kit. I think it's called the Glossy Posse kit or something like that. It comes with 4 different shades of the little mini gloss bombs, and they're 4 new shades, and I am just so excited about every single one of them, so it's gonna be hard for me to pick. But we have Taffy Tease, which is this gorgeous peachy corally shade. We have Ruby Milk, which is a stunning jewel toned hot pink kind of color. Then we have this one, which I think I might use this one today. This one is called Cake Shake. This is a really pretty, it's like a champagne-y bronze sort of shade. It's not as deep as their hot chocolate color, but definitely kind of reminds me of that. And then we have Baby Brute, which is a really pretty nude color, which I'm trying to decide between these two, but I kind of feel like I want to go Cake Shake and just see how this looks on the lips. I should probably wipe the foundation off of them first though. Alright you guys, so here's the finished look. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. The lip is a little bit more icy and metallic than I expected it to be. It kind of reminds me of those icy lipsticks from like the late 90s or early 2000s. I don't know, it just kind of gives me that vibe. Definitely more metallic than just a sparkly gloss. It has a certain finish that I'm not used to seeing on myself, but it's still really pretty, and I think it goes really well with the eye look. So overall, I freaking love every single product that I used on my face today. Loved the primer. This foundation, I'm obsessed with it. Still looks amazing. I'll definitely update you guys after I try it out a few more times and sort of see how it wears throughout the day. But oh my gosh, my first impressions is 100% you need this. And it's a matte foundation, but it's not drying. And I know people with dry skin tend to go more dewy with their foundations, but I feel like you don't have to have oily skin to use this. Like, you could totally have normal to combo to oily skin. I don't know that I would recommend it for dry skin just because I have no experience with having dry skin, but this is freaking amazing. I love it. What else did we use that was new? The concealer and powder we already knew we loved. The bronzer, ooh, the brow product. I love this brow product. It was so creamy, very pigmented, and it actually ended up being a really good color for me. I thought that, what is it called? Like dark brunette sounded a bit intense, but I do have darker brows, so it's like fine. The setting spray is amazing. I feel like this, especially paired with that matte foundation, just gives my skin a very natural, real skin-like finish. And then love the eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure how many looks you could get with this palette. You could obviously go for just like a one shade kind of look and just take a metallic on your finger and like be out the door, but since there's only one sort of matte shade that actually shows up on my skin tone, this one's pretty close to my skin tone, I feel like you're a little bit limited. But this is a small palette and you're not supposed to, it's not meant to be your only palette, I don't think, unless you just like doing the same look every single day. I definitely think it was worth it. The formula is amazing and I am obsessed with the look that I got. The highlighter I love. It's definitely not as intense as I thought it was going to be. I feel like my nose is very intense for some reason, but on the cheeks, it's not as intense as I would have thought just based on looking at it in the pan. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it almost looks like a mirror because it's so reflective, but it is stunning and I love it, and I'll definitely be using that a ton. And then the last new product that I tried today were the lip glosses, which I already knew that I loved this formula, but this color is so pretty and I can't wait to wear and try out all of the other ones. So overall, we had a very successful makeup day. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Also, all of the products that I mentioned today will be linked down below in the description box, the new ones and the ones that I've already, you know, used and loved. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys, I sort of lost my train of thought there, but anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.